Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Julie and I are out on a backpacking trip here. It's towards the end of August, so come along and enjoy. Here we are, camp number one. This is a Big Agnes two-person tent. I don't remember the model number, but it's about 10 years old. We had a location all picked out a little bit earlier, but we chased a black bear out of there, so we wandered down the trail about another mile. One of the inherent problems with the Wind Rivers, campsites tend to be few and far between. The current rules are you have to be 200 feet from the lake or the trail. Sometimes it can just be really hard to find a spot to put up your tent. Well, first night out, our meal is quite simple. We're just going to boil up some water, Idahoan potatoes, and we have some cheddar cheese and some pre-cooked bacon. And for dessert, we have some homemade pecan bars. These are the cat's meow. They're just kind of like pecan pie. Absolutely delicious. Not too sweet either. As we're going to stash our bear can for the night. Well, good morning. This is day 2 of our backpacking trip. Had a good night last night. Had a little bit of rain just before we set up camp, but it was warm and not many mosquitoes. And that's always a real pleasure here when you get a break like that. Well, this trail is part of the CDT, or the Continental Divide Trail. It's heavily used and well traveled. It's been in really good condition so far. Today we're going to leave the river bottom and leave this interstate trail on the CDT behind. Head up the Clark's New Fork Trail, and hopefully we'll be able to camp up high in the alpine tonight. That's our goal. And we'll see how it goes. So here's where we break away from the Continental Divide Trail, and we're going to head up towards Lozier Lakes and then on to the Porcupine Trail. There's a little sample of what this Clark's New Fork Trail looks like. Excellent condition, nice easy grade, pretty little spot. Kudos to the Forest Service for this trail. Seeing these giant mushrooms everywhere up by this lake. They're really pretty good size. I have no idea what they are. And then there's all these little alpine berries. Probably more of these kinds of berries around I've seen here than just about any place in the winds. Yeah, looks like we dodged a bullet. We sat on our tree and let this thunderstorm pass. But looks like it's going to be mostly south of us. And we're heading this direction. Doesn't look too bad. Yes, it could be.
Oh, isn't that the last big lake?
That's where I thought we would spend the night, would be that third lake. Okay, we reached our lake and we're looking for the perfect camp spot up here in the rocks. And I do think Julie's found it. Wow, a beautiful grassy spot here. There's a thunder boomer coming at us right now. And so I think the better part of wisdom is to get the tent set up right away, and it looks to me like we're going to get hit here shortly. There's our tent site for night number 2. Got a beautiful spot here. It's a Neo Rare. It's a dry sack, but it's also an inflator for our air mattresses. Nothing fancy. Just a little plastic piece that you squeeze around the inflator hole. And you just take the stuff bag and fill it up with air, squeeze it up, squeeze it in. Tonight's dinner, we have some beef stroganoff that's been doctored up. We had 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which boosts the caloric up quite a bit. We had 8 tablespoons of really good quality Parmesan, a little bit of garlic powder, and some basil. So we've added 2 cups of water and we stirred it up. Now we're going to just let it set for about 9 minutes to rehydrate. Here's the final product. This is Julie's favorite Mountain House meal. My favorite Mountain House meal we're going to have tomorrow night. So what are we looking at here? Oh, it's just a typical Wind River mosquitoes. Julie's got her Wind River evening attire on. Yep. Morning, everybody. It is day 3. We had a real interesting night last night. It was about, 1 o'clock in the morning, and Julie woke up. She heard a critter in camp. And of course, I was fearing the worst, thinking maybe there was a bear that was over near our bear container. So quickly threw on the glasses, got the flashlight out, and got out and searched around to see if I could find any critters, and it didn't turn out to be a bear. It turned out to be a marmot, and the marmot was chewing on Julie's walking stick. We had them stuck in the ground, and they were like 2 feet away from the tent, and the marmot had actually knocked him over and was chewing on the cork. And several years ago, I had been warned about that by a ranger, saying that these marmots just love these cork handles. And I had, in all the years that I've been hiking, have never ever experienced that. So I guess it's the first time for anything. These little guys have learned to really enjoy this as a delicacy. So if you're in the winds and you're in the rock country like we are right now, where there could be marmots, make sure you either put them in your tent or make them so they're not accessible. Well, goodbye, campsite. You served us well. Just one crazy and hungry marmot gave us a fright. Trail junction. Time to head up Porcupine Pass. Porcupine Pass. Oh, really interesting mushrooms. So we just got set up, camp number 3, along Porcupine Creek, and we've been hearing thunder, so we think we're going to be in for some rain. Lovely meadow here. You can see where the elk or moose have been bedding down in the grass. And we're right back up here in the trees. And after last night, we're definitely going to do something different with our poles. Our tent is really small, and I hate to bring them on the inside. That's just one more thing we have to deal with. But I think what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to slip the cork part just underneath the tent. With the cork underneath the tent, I'm hoping that'll discourage the marmots from chewing on them. This is our last night on the trail, and this is my favorite Mountain House dinner. It's the freeze-dried lasagna with meat sauce, and there's supposed to be 2.5 servings here. We doctor it up just like we do our other Mountain House meals. We add some Parmesan and we add some olive oil. It boosts the flavor and also boosts the calories, which are really important when you're doing some real strenuous backpacking. So here it is after it's been hydrated. It is really tomatoey and cheesy. Well, good morning. It's day 4 and we've got rain. It's kind of what we expected based on the weather we saw last night. It's been raining for several hours, so it looks like it's not going to let up, and we'll have to pack up our camp in the rain. It's never any fun to pack a wet camp, but it is just something you have to learn to do, and we're going to grin and bear it. At any rate, this is our last day, and we're going to enjoy this hike back out to the car. One last minor stream crossing and a few more miles and this trip will be done. Thanks for coming along with us on this little backpack loop in the winds. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, be safe, be kind, and pray for peace.